We get ready to wrap things up on basketball and beyond with Coach K, and welcome back once again. Joel Myers along with Coach K. Coach, let's go over the plans because now we're only about 6 weeks away, it's hard to believe, from the team in the first game, August 6th, first game against China down in Rio. What is the schedule? What is the plan? I know you have exhibitions as well, and that starts on July 22nd.
Yeah, well, we're going to practice for a week in Las Vegas and end that week with an exhibition game against Argentina, which is a very good team. Go to L.A., play there against China, play China again in Oakland. Then we have an exhibition game in Chicago and one in Houston, and then we out process from there. And, you know, Joe, in the Olympics, there are only 12 teams. In the World Championships, there's 24. So you have 2 pools. There's 6 teams in each pool. And so we'll play 5 pool games, starting with China. And then the 1 through 4 finishers from each pool advance. And then it's like the NCAA tournament, but you go right to the Elite 8. You know, and 1 plays 4, 2, and they cross over, and you have 3 one-and-done games. You know, you have to win 3-7 for these guys to understand. You're playing 3 game 7s because if you lose, you can't win.
Right.
So overall, you're going to play 8 games, and then 3 you have to win 3. And the gold medal is yours. And so we're not together that long. And that's why when you have continuity, like Spain will have guys that have played together for over 10 years. They know one another. France, you know, Argentina's played together for about 15 years. And so that's one of the things, the continuity of our program, continuity of coaching and whatever has helped us. So it's not a new experience all the time, whereas for the international people and their teams, they've done it before. So we've done it before, and that's what we're going to try to get done. A really neat thing is we don't do any of our exhibitions outside of our country. We've never done that before, but because we're in the kind of the same, well, it's going to be an hour difference if you're an East Coast guy from Rio. Where we just decided to do everything in the United States and then go right to Rio. We only have 1 luggage pool, you know, luggage pool.
Only 1 bag pull.
That's it. And, you know, from traveling with teams, that wears you out. Like if you're going to Spain, Greece, and going to Istanbul, we finally, you know, it's the old,
makes sense.
Old kid thing. Are we there yet?
Right.
Are we there yet? And so we will be there yet. As soon as we get off that charter in Rio and go right to our ship, we're staying on a ship. And obviously not out in the water. It's docked right there. And 19 days. 19 days. And let's make them all great days. And then when we pack up, let's make sure we pack up that gold medal.
Yeah, the goal is gold, and you've succeeded. Both World Championships, the last 2 World Championships, Beijing and London, 08 and 12. As we get ready and wrap things up, the balance of this squad, give us kind of an overview, because I look at DeAndre Jordan, a shot blocker, and then a DeMarcus Cousins, another big, who can score. Right. And can also be a rim protector. But as we look at this roster, Coach, the leadership we talked about real early in the broadcast, Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, been there, done that. And then the other guys like Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, who's got experience. But they've all got experience to a certain extent with USA basketball, but the balance you have up and down your roster.
Well, we versatility. And what we tell the guys is to be positionless. Don't think of being a position. And because we have outstanding depth, don't pace yourself. You know, like a cool thing that'll happen here when we go to Vegas is we'll have a team meeting the night before we start practice, and we'll go over how we're going to live together. What are our standards? How are we going to treat one another? And then all of us will have an oath that we take, and where each player pledges to do anything that we want them to do to help us win the gold medal. In other words, you want me to come off the bench, I'll come off the bench. You want me to play D, you want me to, like Kevin Durant, we want to play him everywhere. At the 4, you're almost unguardable. That's not what you normally do. Carmelo Anthony, you might have to do something a little bit different. Kyrie, a little bit something different. Are you all willing to do different? And a key word is adapt. How do you adapt to what we're going to want to do? Same thing for me. How do I adapt my coaching style to fit what they're doing? Instead of, they shouldn't be doing what Coach K wants, we should be doing what we want. And to get that across in a period of time. And then the second word to go with adapt is trust. Can we trust one another so that we can adapt better? And if we have adaptability and trust, we're going to be very, very good. And you can't just assume those things. You have to talk about them, and they're more important than the offense and defense that we run. It just, where it's ours, where the players, the coaches, we all have ownership of what we're doing. And it's worked the last 4 times, and because it's right. And hopefully it'll work again because it'll be right again. And we just have to make sure we all do that. And if we do, it'll be a beautiful experience for us.
Last thing, have you given much thought? You've been with USA Basketball, starting as an assistant back in 1979, and what the feeling is going to be like at the end of Rio for you, because you use the word trust, and all of us have trusted USA Basketball once you and Jerry Colangelo became involved. Mm-hmm. And Jerry brought you in 06, I guess, as the head coach. Have you given any thought to looking back and what it meant to you and what it's going to mean to you to finally say, I'm relinquishing head coaching duties?
Looking back, I do look back, but I look back more on how to coach better. Like, what did I learn? What did I do? Not what we did, because I didn't do what we did. And if you start doing that, I think you're not going to be in the moment. You want it to be your own moment. You can fall into that trap instead. And my moment will take care of itself if we take care of our moment. And that's what we would tell a player to do. It's not about you, it's about our moment. And so I'm not going to play that song. I'm not going to play old memory songs going into Rio. I'm going to play now songs, and then Rio will take care of itself. And then after that, August 22nd, the day after the gold medal game, I'll look back then and I'll start playing those damn songs then. And but I'm not gonna do it beforehand. That'd be a mistake, a real mistake.
And you're not going anywhere anyway, because you might not be the head coach, but you're still going to be associated with Jerry and USA
They're
Basketball.
They're going to give me a shirt and some gym shoes and a free ticket. So I'm gonna, like I have my whole life, get something for nothing and be a part of it.
Thanks for everything you do. Yeah. Appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Really appreciate it. That's Mike Krzyzewski. This has been a special edition of Basketball and Beyond with Coach K from New York.